Hello. I got this to sit up here. Good morning. We're back in the living room. I think this light's gonna be super weird because the sun's rising earlier. Is that right? Right? It's getting light earlier. And so there's more window than I expected. Happy Monday. I'm gonna close those blinds a little bit actually. Hang on a second. Just like a little. Is that like, oh, well that wasn't it. All right, that helped a little. All right, happy Monday. Again with the lighting, this didn't bother me the whole time. I'm sorry. Just a second, okay. Okay. After I paint. Good morning. Today we have Psalm 34. So this is our last week of the Psalms as we initially planned this thing. And our theme is something like joy, thanks, marvel, praise. I couldn't decide. I kept finding Psalms that are focused on just kind of the glory of God and how wonderful it is that we can know him and how much joy we get from getting to be in his presence. And some of that praise, like we've read some Psalms of praise before, but that's a little bit more what this week is all about, and specifically how our praise of God's glory can bring us closer to him and help us access more of that glory and power for our own lives. So if any of that strikes a chord with you as something to think about this week, fantastic. I couldn't encapsulate it in a good theme for myself, so don't worry about it too much. But today we have Psalm 34. Such a classic, right? And such a good one. This is my mom's favorite psalm. Hi, Mom. So I was kind of excited to get to read that one with her. We've read a lot of psalms that are famous, mixed in with some that aren't. And I kind of knew that was something that would probably happen just because I don't know every single one of the Psalms really well. I'm more likely to pick ones that, since I am just picking these myself, more likely to pick ones that are already well known. But a lot of times still we hear verses from them without hearing the full context, or we skip through them trying to read through the Psalms in a year, or hear them as part of a sermon, like in someone else's context. And so I still have gotten a lot and found a lot of merit in the reading that we've been doing, just because I love our community here, and I love the text message groups and all of that. And it feels to me like a good balance of individual and community. And so I'm reading these kind of just myself intentionally, but being open to whatever God might have to speak to me through them. And then I get to share that with you, and you get to share that with me, and I see new things. And it's a little bit more of an intimate relationship with these Psalms, even these famous ones that we all know, than I've had before from getting it from a sermon or from someone else's devotional book or something like that. So I appreciate you all participating in this with me. So let's read Psalm 34. It's all the way down here, I'm sorry. Okay. Psalm 34. Thanksgiving to God who delivers the just. Of David when he feigned madness before Abimelech, who drove him out and he went away. I will bless the Lord at all times. His praise shall be always in my mouth. My soul will glory in the Lord. Let the poor hear and be glad. Magnify the Lord with me. Let us exalt his name together. I sought the Lord, and he answered me and delivered me from all my fears. Look to him and be radiant, and your faces may not blush for shame. This poor one cried out, and the Lord heard, and from his distress he saved him. The angel of the Lord encamps around those who fear him, and he saves them. Taste and see that the Lord is good. Blessed is the stalwart one who takes refuge in him. Fear the Lord, you his holy ones. Nothing is lacking to those who fear him. The rich grow poor and go hungry, but those who seek the Lord lack no good thing. Come, children, listen to me. I will teach you the fear of the Lord. Who is the man who delights in life, who loves to see the good days? Keep your tongue from evil and your lips from speaking lies. Turn from evil and do good. Seek peace and pursue it. The eyes of the Lord are directed toward the righteous, and his ears toward their cry. The Lord's face is against evildoers, to wipe out their memory from the earth. The righteous cry out, the Lord hears, and he rescues them from all their afflictions. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted, saves those whose spirit is crushed. Many are the troubles of the righteous, but the Lord delivers him from them all. He watches over all his bones, not one of them shall be broken. Evil will slay the wicked. Those who hate the righteous are condemned. The Lord is the redeemer of the souls of his servants, and none are condemned who take refuge in him. The word of the Lord. So this psalm, I like the title of this psalm. Thanksgiving to God who delivers the just is what it says in my translation. And I read that and just was struck by, we are the just. The just is us. It's not one person, and it's not a group that David was speaking to back in the day. That's us. We are the just. We are God's people, and we are his church. This psalm strikes me as being kind of about that community, about us exalting God together. It talks a little bit about, I sought the Lord in this, but it's not the same as some of these other psalms that are really like a lament and a conversation between God and me. It's really about, hey you, look at how great our God is. Let's all come together and exalt him. I love verses. We have verses I wrote down 4, 5, 9, 10, 11. That's magnify the Lord with me. Let us exalt his name together. I sought the Lord and he answered me, delivered me from all my fears. These are the things that we're saying to one another as Christians and as the just and as people who get to exalt God together. Verses 9, 10, 11. Taste and see that the Lord is good. Blessed is the stalwart one who takes refuge in him. Fear the Lord, you holy ones. Nothing is lacking in those who fear him. The rich grow poor and go hungry, but those who seek the Lord lack no good thing. These are the things that we need to remember and that we know from the scriptures. We, the just, we, the community, the people of God, and we need to proclaim these to one another. These are the things that we need to be reminded of. David is saying these in a group, in a community, and saying, this is what God has done. This is what God is like. This is what our lives are like, we who fear the Lord. We are important to one another. We exist to build each other up. God could have made a way of salvation that didn't require a group of people to meet together and worship God together, but we're created to be in this community and to be this unit of praise and glory and God's presence on earth. That's our job. It's kind of like this psalm reminded me of, we talked about Acts in church yesterday, but this reminded me of the church community in Acts even, that they're devoted to prayer and to breaking bread together. This is David's talking about, or he's looking forward to, a community of people who proclaim the truths of God to one another and magnify the Lord together and seek the Lord together, and they lack no good thing because of that. In verse 12 it says, come children, listen to me, I will teach you the fear of the Lord. The churches are the children, and we need to be taught. like I said, we need to proclaim these things to one another, and we need to be receptive to hearing them from one another, and receptive to learning more about God and learning more about the things of God and holding on to them. And then verses 19 through 23, right at the end, I just wrote down, God's got you, right? This goes from let's all learn about God together to just declaring, the Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. Many are the troubles of the righteous, but the Lord delivers him from them all. He watches over all his bones, not one of them shall be broken. Evil will slay the wicked, those who hate the righteous are condemned. The Lord is the redeemer of the souls of his servants. None are condemned who take refuge in him. God's the redeemer. No matter how guilty you feel, or uncomfortable you feel, or nervous or anxious, the Lord redeems our souls, and none are condemned who take refuge in him. If we run to him for safety, like in our Psalms of Rest from last week, if we run to take refuge in him, we're completely free of condemnation. There's, sin is serious, there's accountability, yes, but we're free from being condemned by the law. We are the righteous, we are the just. Those who oppose us are the ones who are going to fall, and the ones who are going to be condemned. May we hear this and listen to this and be taught and have this in our hearts and be able to go forward declaring it to one another without any fear of condemnation or judgment. So, happy Monday, Psalm 34.